So starting with the session today, it is 11:33, around 11:30, closer to noon. Not a bad time to start. Better to start now. Anyway, from Monday, hopefully we will start even earlier. It is the 23rd of August 2025. It is a Saturday. So nice day. It's Mercury and Saturn along with Rahu. So, anyway, whatever it is worth, Mercury, Rahu, Saturn, whatever it brings us, we'll try. Let's see what we get. Okay, now the thing is, yesterday off camera, I haven't yet touched the pendulum and I haven't spoken to anything on the pendulum till now. I'm not sure. Last evening, the pendulum was, last night, the pendulum was very, very playful and was lying blatantly. Ask what t-shirt I'm wearing, asking a different color, saying yes, 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 and playful, not giving straightforward answers. That was at around, I think, 10 in the night. Okay, then I understood it is a baby talking, a playful 2 3 year old just playing around, um, and just messing around, as in just being playful without being vicious. I understood it was a small child. I asked whether the mother had gone away somewhere else and if she was around. I got the final answer, no, she's not around. And yes, she is a child who is talking. She is not the small baby. So then I just told her, okay, all right, I'll come back tomorrow morning. So I'm not sure now what I'm going to get. Afternoon time, I did this exercise because I wanted to sort out who is what and what has happened to whom off camera. So I will try. Let's see who's around, who's not. So do I have anybody with me as of now? Okay, can I ask you who you are? You are JAYA.ADVANI, file name cat. Were you around here last night, darling, at around 10 11 in the night? Who was on the pendulum last night? Was it an infant? Was it a smaller child or a younger child? Was that child about 3 years old, in and around 2 3 years old? Was that Sharanyu baby? Anyway, she was messing around and just not giving straightforward answers. Is she around you? Okay, 100 kisses to her, but the topic is very serious. So I'm not going to spend time talking with her. I just want to know, your file name cat who's on the pendulum as of now, darling. With you, Mr. Kani Advani is with you. Mr. Hukumat Rai Gurmukh Das Advani is with you. Kalavati Hukumat Rai Advani is with you. Kailash Hingorani is with you. Koshi Gupta is with you, by the way. Kaushalya Advani is with you. Parpati Sadrangani is with you as of now, darling, in the afterlife. Hello, dearest Dadi and Nani. Okay, is Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani with you? They were trying to say Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani is alive today and he's shape shifting. Is he doing that? Nana, are you doing that? Is there somebody who shapeshifted for Mr. Ramesh Advani who is also looking alike like Mr. Ramchand Satrangani? Is he a shapeshifter? Is he a miscreant? Is he a devious soul? I want to understand the real Mr. Ramesh Advani, Mr. Hukumat Rai Advani's son, who Kani actually used to be very happy sharing things with him. That's when my mom was still married to my dad during the 70s. Is he with you? Has he moved into the afterlife? So he is still on earth. He's in the same kind of body that I'm in, as in not my body, but he's a human form the way I have it. Is he due to go into the afterlife sometime soon? Is he doing okay on earth? Is he in a relatively safer space? Okay, that's good. That's fine. Is his son Nikhil Advani still in his human body? His real son Nikhil is still in his human body, who SRL's duplicate called a pretty boy. Is he in his human body? My cousin Nikhil Advani, who the duplicate of SRL calls a pretty boy in a 5-star hotel where we're living at in Singapore. He has gone away into the afterlife. The real Mr. Nikhil Advani has gone into the afterlife. The clone who is of the real Mr. Nikhil Advani, there are 3 of them. Are you willing to discuss them? So we get clarity who they are. Are they a desperate lot? Are they of very poor background and very poor DNA? So can we discuss them? Are they in the afterlife when they leave? Will they be joining our ancestry in the afterlife? Because they have dared to clone themselves. Will they be in the afterlife joining us as an ancestry? Will they be grabbing our ancestry or grabbing our position in the ancestral realms, or then in the 15 Brahma, in the 15 realms that there are? Are they going to be able to topple our realms and grab what they wish to flipkart it? Have they earned far more bad karma than they were first born, and are they going to far worse lower realms than what they first came from in this birth? Is that what she has achieved with the rest of her whole godforsaken ugly ancestry? That whole bloody fucking community. Sorry, you are my Nana and Dada and my Varsha, so not giving bad words, but have they actually just gone and messed it up for themselves? Now, if a question can be asked about the 3 clones for one original Nikhil Advani, there are 3 clones. Are all 3 of them in their human body today? Are they still around in their human body? Are few still around in their human body? They may have other identities, but the ones who cloned for Nikhil Advani, some of them are still in the human body. Can you tell me who's in the human body? So we have a brother-sister team. One for Nikhil Advani, one for Varsha Advani or Mrs. Shalina Hundalani. Are they still in their human body? The boy you say is called Nikhil. Nikhil. The girl you say, is shape-shifting for Anita today at Merchant household. She's hiding out on the 7th floor as Anita Merchant. She's his sister in real. The boy, you say, is 1 minute. I'll have to refer. So from Cotton Green, Ray Road, there is a knicker and his sister who is played the role for Varsha ever since 1996, 1997 onwards. He's the guy who has 70 kalpas, Nark and Patal, according to the pendulum. He's 5'5" in height. He's the beast. His sister has played the role of JAYA.ADVANI, who is dead. She's file name Cat. She's staying at Ravi Kiran building pretending to be Mrs. Anita Merchant. This is the team. 70 kalpas earned by this boy, that is 70 into 4 yugas, not patal. His sister from Cotton Green, they both are from the Cotton Green Railroad background. It is his family that has murdered the real Suchitra Mirchandani Advani. It is his family member who has stood in from 1986-1987 as Suchitra Mirchandani Advani, and from that hidden place created a huge mess for everybody. So he, as SRK, has earned 70 into 4. 70 kalpas, which is 4 yugas each. So 70 into 4 yugas, not patal. His sister is 65 as Anita, mentioned in this book. It is their network that is a problem. Anita, SL is a duplicate for murdered SRL 1995 October. J is the Anita is not J. She is the kin or kith, friends or family of replica SL, who is today shapeshifted for Bezos in America. Connected with Regina Pacis, girls who are hired to work in homes, the undergrads who have been hired to mess around every home they go to, including Bertie, part and parcel of the mess in America. The source I have already given you. So going back to this, 65 kalpas is Anita, who has played the role of JAYA.ADVANI. She comes from 1997. They're nobody but that who goes comparing their noses. How many times they've gone under the knife, I have no idea. None whatsoever. SRK is the one who is supposed to have got 70 kalpas nat patal. It is not written over here apparently. For whatever reason, I have not put it down as notes. But I would have taken notes somewhere. Okay, maybe because the name is SRK and he's a big star, maybe I hesitated putting down something So I didn't make notes of it because I was still very confused. But I can ask the pendulum over here. So if you understand the relationship, the sham of a marriage happened with SRL, who is dead, and with SL has stood in. But he and J are miscreants known to that version of Nickel, who's one of the three clones. There's Nixie and there is Nick also. Nick, Nixie, Nickel. It is the one who's 5'5", he's the beast. Very different to look at when he is not wearing somebody else's identity. He and maybe those two brown girls, in my dream, they may be a team together. So anyway, it is SRK's ID that he has been hiding under. Is he still hiding under that identity? I have no idea. It's your job to find it and not to support it. They're not even from this country, and if they are, if you think because they are Marathi bai, katka karne wali bai byproducts, that is why you should support every criminal activity, then you don't have knowledge. You're free to do what you want. It is going to go against you completely, and may it be so. तो कितना आगे निकलता है, आगे जाके पता चलेगा. द्वारका तो drowned at the appropriate time. You hope the yuga is changing, but if it is not, it's only changing gears. जैसे महादशा चलता है, जैसे 7.5 चलता है. Saturn return. पहले तू ही एस्ट्रोलॉजर है, तुमको बेटर पता है हमसे. First it starts slow, then it stops, it retrogrades, then it moves to the rising, then it peaks. 2.5 years. Then it starts setting, then it leaves. If you have contributed, the manner in which you've contributed, shitty, cheap as shits, harming those who did nothing to you, तो तू भरपूर तरीके से rising to peak to decline आओ, और जो तुमने कर्ज कमाया है चुकता करो. Nobody will support you, and you better understand you need every support from the higher realms. Those doors will be shut on you. घटियापन का एक हद होता है. J. their Kitankin has earned 49 kalpas of Nark Patal. SL, for whatever reason, has earned about 11-12. Not too many. I don't know why. वो कितना रोटेशन SRL के आइडेंटिटी पे हुआ है, SL जो है उसको सिर्फ 11 कल्पा मिला है नर्क पाताल का, compared to these devious people. That is Rosie Fernandez. She is produced. Rocky Fernandez, 40 kalpas. Nark Patal is hanging around as Modi in the Indian government. His brother, who's Tony Fernandez, is 44 kalpas. Nark Patal. He has some sister who has come to my home to do katka. She is 16 kalpas. Nark Patal. They're all from the slums. They're all from the slums. They don't have ethics. How you can run a country on the back of it, cannot understand. How much murder, how much genocide has happened, how much replication. How you can run a country that way? तू तो डूबा हुआ है, बाकी को क्यों डुबा रहा है? तुम्हारे जो घटिया रेल में वहां पे मरवा क्यों रहा है? झूठ पे झूठ बोल के. This is the reality of Nickel. आज SR के बन के घूमता है, आज से नहीं 97 से. So what did you do with the original Mr. Shah Rukh Khan? Because I got in 2017, somebody was banging on the floorboard, a wooden floorboard, and I got that he was fed stale food. The only people who have a romance and have leered and murdered people, good-hearted people, are the Fernandeses. इतना तू तो 3 जनरेशन स्लम्स शैंटीज में पैदा हुई है, जो फोटो तुम्हारा जो है दिखा दिया है इंटरनेट पे. Food was not part of your package in my father's office room. Go back to 1970, not after you have murdered people and brought in the shit associated with you. Face changing to destroy Indian society. Useless. Every time you played the fucking sympathy game, you destroyed those people only. Because you have no ethics. You have played that same filthy game wherever you've gone. Useless. You want to be reminded where you come from? Rosie Fernandez, this is you. You are over here, second, third generation. Bardila looks like you, color-wise. Tony Fernandez is your relative? Rocky Fernandez is your son. Agnello Fernandez is your son. You have worked for my father, and your mother has worked for my grandmother. My background is a decent one. It's not stinking and cheap and lying. It doesn't lie. It doesn't do dance drama. Very decent people. You messed with very decent people. Everybody. You conned, scammed, lied, involved with wanting sympathy and then playing on it, and not so much you, but whoever you produced. You conned them, scammed them, lured them, and then got rid of them, and there's somebody who ran you. That's Cotton Green Railroad. Plugging replicas and clones for the original, whoever you trapped or helped trap. These are your employers and your mother's employers. This is Mrs. Kalavati Hukumatrai Advani, who's such a decent woman. She came into your shambles to be respectful towards your mother's death. That's your boss. My father, Mr. Kani Advani, whose sister is married to Mr. Vittal Malia. Not thinking twice, he has come as a decent man from a decent lineage. This is Mr. Ramesh Advani, his younger brother who you messed with. That's your mother's boss. My grandmother, Mrs. Kalavati Hukumatrai Advani. That's your boss, my father. Mr. Kani Advani, H.G. Advani and Company and Kani and Company. Don't ever forget it. That's the difference. Explain it to that rat. What you are born into in this birth is frankly nothing compared to what you're going to go through now in the future. Varsha, do I belong to Rosie Fernandez with her mother in the casket? That background? Or that Ray Road cotton green background? Whether it is Nico, whether it is Nick, whether it is Nixie, are they my real relatives by birth or by ancestry? Or that bloody ugly woman who's being Anita at Kiran Merchant's home, stolen wealth on the 7th floor of Ravi Kiran, is she my ancestry? Has she stolen from the merchant household? Was she playing the role of Varsha once or at some point in time in the timeline? Was she pretending to be you? Was it the year 1997? She and the beast, who is Nikhil, Nikel or Nickel, he stood in for Nikhil Advani, and that woman stood in for you, Varsha Advani. They are the ones who have divided themselves into SRK's team and gupcha out properties left, right, center. Have they actually gupcha out Mannat, Aryan's properties, Gauri Khan's properties, the real SRK's properties? They dare to call themselves the NIA? They have shapeshifted in the NIA. Are they legally recruited by the NIA? National Intelligence Agency of India, are they recruited legally amongst them? Have they worn the skin or then biometric their eyes to somebody in the NIA after killing them? Did they shapeshift in the NIA at whim, the way they do with Apollo Hospital? They get the help of, let's say, middle to lower staff in the police force in Bombay. The lower to the, no, let's just say people in the police force are aware of the reality of who Nixie Nickel actually are. They know they are duplicates. Do they know that the Anita living at Ravi Kiran today has grabbed wealth belonging to an old Gujarati family, Mr. Narottam Das Merchant's father, from the 1800s perhaps? They know that they have grabbed assets. They are the police, Indian police, Indian CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation. They know they have grabbed assets of a Gujarati man because the British were in India for 200 years. So they have taken from a South Indian called the Malya, Kingfisher being one east, Parsis like Shapurji Palunji misusing their assets, then homegrown Bombay Gujarati family, Jain family, many Surat diamond merchants and cloth merchants families. They grabbed assets the Pakistani way. What is it? Pakistan is depleted and drowning in huge amount of debt. So they've gone scouting for people who want money at any cost, shaken hands with them and then done the grabbing. That's what's happened. So bottom of the pyramid of Middle East shook hands with Pakistanis and shook hands with those who have financial need in India or very greedy, to get rid of people who did honest commerce and are industrialists too and grab their assets. And the uneducated undergrads like a Rocky Fernandez, Tony Fernandez, Regina Pashis, byproducts, 100 of them, boys and girls, started convincing the Hindus of India or Indians that it is British who were in India for 200 years, so this is a way to get back stolen wealth. stealing from the Indians and the Hindus itself. Okay, anyway, as long as that information is out. So you're saying Nickel is the real brother of that version of Anita, who has been living since 2019 at Ravi Kiran. Does she come and go ever? She's in rotation. Did she ever come to do Katka as late Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy at Purva Palm Beach, J1801, Purva Palm Beach, 18th floor, Bangalore 560077? Did she ever come here to do the Jadu Katka of my home, my 2 BHK apartment on the 18th floor? She has dared to shapeshift here, then go and be Varsha at some time at Sharan Building at Bandra, then go shapeshift as Anita Merchant at Chowpatty. That one woman has done all three roles, 22, 23, 24. The beast who kept the parcel in the garbage, 4 of them, the way Shambhav E. Krishnan, according to my understanding, should be a clone of hers. S.N. Krishna's daughter keeps a romance with garbage. They have a romance with garbage. All of them are clones of the originals. Yes, I who am holding this pendulum am a clone of any JAYA.ADVANI. The Mr. Kani Advani that I showed in that same photo with his mother and his brother, am I his daughter actually? Or did he bring me up by free will, and was I that woman Dadi, who is Kalavati Hukumat Rai Gurmukdas Advani? Did she bring me up with a lot of love? Was I her most favorite grandchild? Dadi, you are here. Mrs. Kalavati Hukumat Rai Gurmukdas Advani, you are here with me. Did you bring me Mickey Mouse watch from America and one for Varsha? Did you bring me the pink dress, polka dot one, satin with a small little pouch, and a blue one for Varsha? You mistook our age, so you brought us smaller dresses. So it was just below our bum, halfway between the knees and the bum. Mama dressed us up as twins. Did you buy a whole lot of 2 coral sets from America? They ran off with my coral sets. The old one which you don't get anymore. The garden pattern, blue color, navy blue and white. Did they run off with all my silverware? Did you bring silver from America? Sterling silver from America? Did they run off with all my silver? They are chores. Are they going to Nark and Patal? Is Suchitra Mirchandani Advani with you? The real one? Is her father, Mr. Parsaram Mirchandani, with you? Is her mother, Nirmala Mirchandani, with you? Are they your friends? So, Suchitra Mirchandani Advani was murdered in 1986. Dadi ji, was she murdered in 1986? Did Cotton Green Railroad, Marathi Chutta Kaam Wali Katka Bai, shapeshift wear the skin of murdered Suchitra Advani while declaring herself suicided at Kani Advani's home? Did she actually go on, or somebody from their network go on to become Suchitra Mirchandani Advani 1986-1987 onwards? Are they the ones who have kept the originals on a back foot, murdered them one by one, or then CRISPR'd them without memory and sent them out into society, replicated them throughout, and stolen wealth, and stolen the wealth from their entire network? Is it true that they've done that? Was Fernandez from the time she gave up her job at Kani and Company and H.G. Advani and Company, was she recruited by that network of Cotton Green and Railroad in Bombay to help in the stealing, the bad mouthing, the gossiping, and the grabbing, and maybe shape shifting? Along with her was Muthuswamy, the driver from Dharav E. Also recruited? Is there anything connected after 1990-91? Whenever he left the job, connected with pedophilia, which means having sex, or then, pornography connected with babies, underage children. Is he involved in it? Has the Indian government known about it? Did India's government, called the Congress of that time and the BJP of that time, know about it? Did anybody in the United Nations know about it? Did they keep expanding their criminal network all the while throwing the blame on Dawood Ibrahim, making him the poster boy of crime? Were they involved with Dawood Ibrahim in any way with this kind of activity that was just spoken of? Was Dawood Ibrahim using Tony's position in Times of India only a digression as they usually do it? Which means whatever they speak about, you have to disregard. It is all evidence that is manipulated. Whatever they don't speak about is what is the real culprit. Is that true? Are they going to get caught now in the future, which is the only thing, the only currency that I, JAYA.ADVANI, born and brought up by Kani Advani, Kalavati, Hakumat Rai, Gurmukh Das Advani, and my mom, Anu Sadrangani, up to the time I'm 9 years old, I'm interested in. I'm not interested in the money, the material wealth. I'm not interested. I want those rotten beings with huge amount of karmic debt to be brought to book. That's the only thing I am interested in. I want them brought to book. Not just this lifetime, but till they don't pay up. That's your culprit. No, you don't have any reason not to catch them. Next is Nixie. Nixie is the guy who went to Citibank, Singapore. Now, you know what the best part about Nickel, Nixie? Nick is the nick of time, in the nick of time. But you know, when it comes to Nixie, the name Nixie and the name Nickel, ye naam aur ye naam. Actually, all three names are connected with some demon. One in the sea, one in what, they're all demonic. Each of them has been called out to be a demon. Opposite to the demon, which is Nikhil Advani, my actual cousin, but I don't know why he's not gone to the higher realms. It's so sad. I really did believe he's going to the higher realms, he and his father. Because most of my family is in the higher realms. Most of the Advanis and Sajanganis have managed to go to the higher realms. It is, they keep things very online. They're okay taking a little of, falling. It's okay. It's only one stop. Today, if I'm on a train and there's somebody who's very badly behaved, so many times even on a plane, when I've come back from New Zealand to India, at Singapore, there was a plane change. A lady played just the way Rosie Fernandez plays it, sympathy. So she says, I'm very sick. I would like to take your seat. I want both these seats together because I want to sleep. From Singapore onwards to Bombay, can you please exchange your seats with me? So she sends me to sit next to two fat men. Aisle seats, not window seat. I have booked a window seat. That ugly woman was not Fernandez's byproduct, was she? Your byproduct wears bodysuit and works in the film industry? I was told no. Cotton green. Railroad woman does that. Catwalk करेगी कहाँ पे? गार्बेज कैन के अंदर, या गार्बेज कैन से उठा के खुद को रीड्रेस करके रैंप पे चलेगी कैटवॉक करने. So anyway, to do that bloody woman a lesson, to do her a favor and to learn a lesson, I exchanged my seat with that woman and I went and sat next to two men, fat men who gave bad words throughout that journey. They were drinking like no tomorrow, elbowing if they could. Finally, I had to call the air hostess and say, change my seat. They don't know how to behave. They're also, extra boisterous. That is what I got in return to doing that bloody woman who did what she did on purpose a favor. Because she used the sympathy game to take a seat that was not booked by her. You call me a helper? You'll be lucky if you get a human form in the worstest slums on earth. You sewer atma. You understood? You sewerage, slimy, sewer atma. तुमको सिर्फ नर्क पाता है, मर मर के तू वहां जिएगी. You rotten crap. Okay, so it's considerable amount of yugas, frankly telling you. Kalpas are small, the yugas are the most important. If we are talking about this boy called Nikhil, okay, $70 kalpas or 280 yugas. His sister is supposed to have shapeshifted both for Varsha. Don't know if she has shapeshifted for me also in the confusion. But she has definitely shapeshifted for Anita because I checked it yesterday. She has managed to get 260 yugas, Nakpatal. She's at Ravi Kiran. She comes and goes, or she's there as of now. The real Anu is no more. She is there, but she's the one who they played the E.T. in my ears on Kiran Uncle's birthday, 17th of August 2025. They pull her out of conscience and put her back unconscious. Involved is Rocky Fernandez, Tony Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, who has shapeshifted for late Mr. Kiran Narottam Das Merchant. It is only the IP that is used, the internet that is used, connected with Tesla and Neuralink. And Trump scam. Trump is just Indians shapeshifting for Trump. The real Trump was selling ice lollies in Pakistan. Because that's what they do. Money makes people go mad. What to say? And greed. There's no end to it. Are you with me, darling? Papa's gone to Patal, darling. Mr. Kani Advani of H.G. Advani and Company. And Kani and Company has gone to Patal. But has he gone to Patal? Will he be going to Patal? Did he finish Patal when he was removed out of his God-given human birth? Did he finish whatever he had to finish expeditiously while in the body, which is very difficult to do when you are in spirit? Did he expedite everything while in the body so that he is free in spirit going forward? Have we all more or less done the same thing? Because knowledge is useful. Okay, darling, what I'm trying to ask you is I want to come on the topic of a boy called Rajkumar. He has not worked much in my home. He has worked only for a few months. He's very polite, frankly telling you. But what has really got me very angry with him is while he was a good worker cleaning the house or the apartment on the first floor at number 4 Jaswell, 9 New Marine Lines, first floor, Bombay 400020, from where we've gone to Fort Convent School, HR College. I went to QUT, came back, finished a marriage which didn't work. It was a sham. 5 months, came back to 4 Jaswell. Went to University of Ecuador, came back to 4 Jaswell, primarily from 73 all the way till the time we sold it in 2022, in the first quarter. That's been the base for Mr. Kani, who runs Kani and Company and JAYA.ADVANI and Company. Hakumatra Gurmukdas.ADVANI also stayed over there on rent. So I'm just asking you one thing. That boy who has cleaned my home for a few months, not more than 6 months, around 6 months. What got me irritated is I see his name on my demand drafts, signing it, along with a boy called Arya, or Aryan, Arya, who could have stood in, or there's a shapeshifter for Arya, who could have been Vivek Kumar. Then when I have given those demand drafts to Purvankara at the registration office, after spending half a day talking to them, Deepa and Suman is who I spoke to, who work over there. So spoke to those two, got emails from them also about the handover and possession of this 2 BHK apartment. Prior to that, I think for 2 weeks, first via water bid for I think it was J1704, changed it to F1704, and finally decided to purchase J1801, Purva Palm Beach. So had that handover change also, means everything changed 3 times. And finally settled for J1801 Purva Palm Beach. Yet, when they insisted we go to Shivaji Nagar and register this 2 BHK apartment, which the useless people call dimes, they don't understand the curves on the back of playing foolish. Knowledge will be useful. They put some 86,000 against my face and the registration. Anyway, that's what's got me very angry with the boy called Rajkumar, who has done Jharu Katka in my home at Bombay. Now, is that boy a legal cop or a legal law and order guy? Has he been legally appointed as ER on Indian soil, or is he legal when it comes to law and order on Indian soil? Okay, is he a legal raw guy? He's a very polite boy. When he works, he's a pleasing personality to deal with as an employee who is working with a pleasing personality. However, is he as straightforward as he projects? Is he the opposite of what he projects? Does he work with nefarious intent is my question to you. The question is he by any chance Nick, Nixie, Nickel, one of the 3 of them? No. Is he a friend of Nixie Nickel? Is he actually a shapeshifter, one amongst Nixie Nickel? So is he Nixie? Is he Nixie, who was in the banking system of Singapore? Is he Nick? Is he Cotton Green Railroad's Nickel? He is an actual relative of the clone or the replica of Suchitra Mirchandani Advani? No, is he an actual DNA related relative? He's the boy who stood in for Nikhil Advani 1997, and the real brother of that who's playing Anita today, who has played Varsha Advani or Shalini. Did she play Shalina Hundalani ever? His sister ever played Shalina Hundalani ever? Mrs. Shalina Hundalani. She has gone and stayed at Sharan as Varsha Advani, Mrs. Shalina Hundalani, mother of Sharanya Hundalani. His blood relative has done so. The boy called Rajkumar has shapeshifted for Nikhil Advani. Is Nikhil Advani, the original Sindhi Nikhil Advani, who was on the Chidambaram ship with us, is he in his human body today? Is he CRISPR to look like somebody else today? Rajkumar shapeshifts for SRK. Rajkumar has messed around with assets connected with the Mr. SRK. Was Mr. SRK the original, married to Gauri Khan, ever fed stale food while he was held underground anywhere? Sometime connected with what I understood in 2017. And so I spoke about his daughter and his son needing to be very careful. It was at 1401 Sumantas. Rajkumar has stolen assets connected with the real SRK and fed stale food the Tony, Rocky, Agnello Fernandez style, or maybe Agnello Fernandez and Tony Fernandez style. No, Agnello and Rocky Fernandez style, and you fed Rosie stale food. 2009. They fed the real SRK stale food for how many months? Many months. That man was holed up somewhere where there was wood, where he was trying to get somebody's attention. Rajkumar has shapeshifted in the NIA. He steals property. Are there legal people in uniform who have been stealing Indian citizens' properties, and not of the middle class, but primarily the industrialists? Is Rajkumar the beast? You told me that the beast is between 5 feet 4 inches and 5 feet 5 inches. Is Rajkumar different from the beast? And the beast shape-shifted for Rajkumar at some point in time. The beast and Rajkumar are the same person? So let's go back to the year 2018, 2019, specifically 2019. Ladka who has worked from maybe the late 1990s or early 2000, can't remember, he will be able to tell you when he started working at Forge Ashwell. He has consistently worked once a day from about, I think, 7:45 to about 9, or then 8 to 9:15. He is not more than 9:15, 9:20. So that's the 1 hour 15 minutes. He clears our entire house and leaves. He's very good and very fast with whatever he does. That boy has gone on record saying that he beat up Rajkumar and hit him really badly in the year 2019, and because Rajkumar otherwise was brought how to work to my home at Forge Ashwell, first floor, 9 New Marine Lines, the Advani household at Bombay from 1950s. He went out of turn, the Ladka has gone out of turn to talk about how he has beaten Rajkumar. But how did Rajkumar get a job at my home? Ladka was asked if downstairs there is anybody connected with the restaurant or anybody where these men downstairs may know somebody who's looking for a job. If there is anybody they can see working in anybody else's home who is looking for a job, who can work a little in my home. So Vivek Kumar and Rajkumar were brought to my home by Ladka, and Ladka is considered relatively trustworthy because he sleeps on the tanki downstairs outside the restaurant kitchen in the compound behind our building. And if he has been working in our home since the late 90s or the early 2000s, and he's been reporting to work to clean it every morning 7:45 or 8 to max 9:30, not more than that. 9:15 I think is max. He leaves by then he is considered trustworthy. So he's asked if he knows anybody. He introduces Rajkumar after Vivek Kumar to work at my home. Last is a boy called Rahul. Rajkumar, it is said, was beaten up by Ladka, and Ladka talks about it out of turn. They also bring an old man because Ladka is going to his gaon, his village, for 1 month, and he brings in a man who looks like the first guy who worked and stole from the Chandok house, Cockbrand, from Nasik, where they went and put in a big complaint with Bombay police and got their gold back. In my home, the Queen Anne bowl went, a silver bowl, very expensive even in those days, along with a mobile phone, along with some artifacts, I think, very expensive stuff. That's the first time Jaswell building had two thievery happening pretty soon, one after the other. The man for 1 month that was brought in to work in my home, an elderly man, kept talking about Thana, which is a developing area on the Harbour Central line. Now it is this bunch that has shapeshifted for Mr. Kani Advani. They are the ones who have rotated people and shapeshifted them in and out of number 4 Jaswal as JAYA.ADVANI before taking them to some place at Panvel and getting rid of them and grabbing assets, or then plugging in very useless kind of people into those places, CRISPR'd and just to grab assets all the way to America. It is their network that has gone shapeshifting at Russia, pretending to be Putin. Coming back to when it comes to Larka talking about beating up Rajkumar, and it is surprising because Rajkumar is very polite. Very, very, very polite. Most polite amongst them all. So it is a wonderment that why did Larka, otherwise who is not really somebody who interferes with anybody. He does his job, he's busy, he's hardly around, and there's no need, he's not a violent person. Yet when he has entered the house to take some old cupboard away, he has heaved and howled and been a little cheap in his behavior, and so that is a little questionable. These are the people who knew about JAYA.ADVANI holed up at Panvel, who have visited her over the 9 years. Yes, Varsha, your Dadi Dada are with you. Kalavati JAYA.ADVANI and JAYA.ADVANI, who talks about the real Sindhi network, that is Mr. Hakim Chantlani and Mr. Hochand Advani, along with Mr. JAYA.ADVANI. Have these people gone and messed around in Hochand Advani's setup too? Did they mess around with Hakim Chantlani and, I don't know, India Today network as well? All the way to Apollo Hospital, because India Today, Rekha Savita, at least one of them, connected with India Today, knew somebody in Apollo Hospital in Chennai. That's as early as 2002, 3, 4, 5. Do these rats on Whim and Fancy shapeshift at Apollo Hospital as doctors? Same bunch, same group? Is it dangerous for Apollo Hospital on the whole, the founders, starting with the founders itself? Rajkumar and Vivek, between the two of them, who plugged my ears where blood was coming out of my ears? Shalina has gone with me to Dr. Gandhi downstairs. That woman is being Anita today? Is it Vivek Kumar who plucked my ears in those days? He left the job either 1 week after or 1 week before. Like a Rajasthani, I was looking when I woke up in the morning. Vivek Kumar plugged my ears. He's the original Vivek Kumar who first started working in my home. The boy who went to Panvel, no, he didn't go to Panvel. The boy who went to Kalyan to meet his chacha for 2 days, that was the real Vivek Kumar? Okay, so as promised earlier, you can do your own research on what is Nark. It's called hell. Just let you know over here, in Hindi it is written, what are the 28 types of hells that you go through. It was said only 15 from my end because that's what I read somewhere. But here it is talking about 28 in Hindi, that's English, the same thing but translated differently. Patal is actually hell, so they have not put it out properly. You can see the number 28. They're saying 28 hells. Here they're talking about 36 types of hells that you have. So any which ways, since it was to be just shown quickly. One example, that is fire. If I understand it carefully, demons irritating you, bacteria, that must be the fire. Lot of it is got to do with fire, lot of it is got to do with parasitical forms. So drowning in fire is one of it. Here also it is fire only. Hanging around demonic beings, again fire in some form, liquid fire. Here also it is fire. Here also it is fire. Here it is water of some kind. Here it is existing in probably charcoal stuff after the fire, rubble, again connected with earth in some way, or the hot parts of the earth. Here it could be volcanic kind of stuff. Not sure what this is, but this is also some kind of, yet again, fire and charred bodies, but there is no body. The form is completely different. Okay, so it is called narka, nark, where sinners face torment of some kind. Hardly ever done to people by way of free will. That creates narka for those who do things by free will because they don't have the knowledge. Knowledge is very important. You will appreciate what is written over here. I call it nark. It's narka. It basically is worse than patal, which is the last at the bottom of the 14 realms. Earth being the middling part of it. Nark is lower than that. If you understand, nark is when you leave the body. And face Yama, the god of death, with the Yamdoots who work for him. Rebirth is one of the 14 realms, but it is only a reward for a very, very temporary time. Once you go into the spirit realm, leaving the body, you are still alive, and that's where you are brought to book, and further brought to book in case you wish to expedite with the form whatever is due from you. But nobody can take anything from you by birth, not by free will. If you have earned a birth which is rewarding to you, awarding to you, without you taking anything from anybody, it comes to you, you don't grab, you don't lie, you don't steal, and then by free will call it purification. That leads to what is on the screen in this. It leads to those outcomes after you leave the body. And then after that, when you get into more births, it doesn't end. Now, do you understand when it is said you are habitually an offender, born in poverty, consistently doing the wrong thing by free will, as enjoined in the scriptures, because it is unrighteous acts, bringing you nark once you leave the body? Do you understand the combination now, or the association now, and the reason now? Are you able to finally understand it? You were told to refer to the scriptures of any religion, but the original scriptures not twisted by you. For the Hindus, the Puranas or the Purans are a good point of reference. Everything very clearly is written over there, what is for what is for what is for what. Along with Garuda Puran, which people don't really go and read, it's considered a little scary. But it's okay, you read it. It has everything in black and white. Okay, so being there, this is like the one of the ones. So eating worms for sustenance, which means a lower form of existence, the insect level, and worse. Being born in excreta, blood, and pus. For that, you will be parasitical and bacteria. To be boiled alive in oil is nothing but the bacteria while cooking. Whether it is oil, whether it is water, whether it is an earthquake, whether it is a volcano, there are live beings in that volcano. Everything is atoms and molecules. In this entire universe, where you get your place, where you get magnetized to as the atom and the molecule, according to the color you are, at the soul level, is the realm you go to, but not in the human form, an alive form in the afterlife, called the Atma. These are some of the things done. People who plunder and steal from others, burn down people's homes, poison people, destroy other people's nation, do the genocide, घर में घुस के मार के, exploit people who are commerce people, put their children out on the streets, play it really filthy, wearing the mask of being good. Those are some of the crimes for which it has its own outcomes. Steal people's gold and jewels is what I believe is what is being said here. Lie under oath or cheat in business must be some kind of life form in smoke, or then living deep in a well as some life form that exists in it. That's one of the punishments. The Bhagavad Gita very clearly establishes the 4 classes of society, which you have picked up in your hands to win the election. The Brahmins, the warrior, that's the Kshatriya, the merchant caste, which is the Vaishya, business. So Kani and Company and H.G. Advani and Company, the place where I was sitting in the passages from my mother's room or my parents' room all the way to my daddy's room, passing that bloody office, Fernandez's, is where at least Rosie Fernandez worked at. You were working for a businessman. He's the merchant caste, but he is not a merchant caste. We are Sindhis. It's called business. My grandfather connected with Mr. Kani Advani, Hukumat Rai Gurmukh Das Company. Hukumat Rai Gurmukh Das Advani and Company, H.G. Advani and Company is where you were working. Along with Kani and Company in my home. You dare to call me Bena? That business person's son, that business person's mother, the business person is the son of my Dadi, Kalavati Hukumat Rai Advani, whose favorite grandchild I am. You're lying about me, the place where you have worked at? You're that shameless? That is when you're hitting the elderly, by the way, and breaking families. You can do your own research. There's plenty of stuff available on the internet. We've shown you how to spell it. what it means, small glimpse. I'm more interested in actually moving ahead to understand things about the rest, connected with Nikhil, Nikhil's sister, who has played the role of Varsha. She has played the role of Varsha is Indu Advani, Varsha Advani, or Mrs. Shalina Hundalani. Just so that you don't make a bloody mistake, let's just show it to you. Varsha is Varsha Advani, Indu Advani, or Mrs. Shalina Hundalani. Living at Sharan, Bandra. But the original Indu Advani, who's supposed to be Shalina Hundalani, says she exited 2017 February. The white light definitely came, visited my home. 1401 Suman Towers, February 2017. She's actually Indu Advani, or then known as Varsha Advani, without her marriage. Continuing this is on it is 15:05, Saturday, 23rd of August 2025. It has been established that this chap who has worked for SRK is Rajkumar. It doesn't spell him as K. He's no prince. He's from Cotton Green. He has affected the real SRK actually. So, if you understand the Marathi Kamwali Bai, (1986) commits suicide. Another one, old one, starts work at my home, for Jaswell, 9 New Marine Lines. First floor, Bombay 20. From 1986-87 onwards till 1990, when Varsha got married in 2001, was this the exchange woman? Was she working at Forge Aswell? Did she leave after or did she leave before? So anyway, she has worked in our home maybe up to 98 to 2001. So between 86 to 96, 97, 98, at least about 13 years. Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy shapeshifters. From last quarter 2022. One of them, how many shapeshifters? Maybe 5 to 8. Had one girl looks like her granddaughter. We got their part of the ISI. Their relative is shapeshifting for Namo Namo as one of the shapeshifters in the Indian Parliament. Just like out of these 5 to 8 shapeshifters, one girl was looking like she's Fernandez's granddaughter. With her came the guard, who looks like he is actually not from this country. I serve you, says who? When we are spending money in our own countries, who the hell are you to talk nonsense coming to my home? With that maid who's working at my home, who the hell are you to talk rubbish? Who are you? How dare you, you garbage? This woman lives at Cotton Green, and comes to CST to work, and then walks it to our home to do the work at my home from the time 1973. The home is called Advani. That's who I am. Advani from the granddaughter of Advani. बेनाम होगा तू चुतिया. जितना कम बोलो उतना बेटर है. This is the place where Rosie Fernandez, before her Carmeline Fernandez, she's mother of Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, plus 2 more children. She also goes to work. She works at this place Kani and Company and H.G. Advani and Company. That's my dad's firm, where she works. It is their kids who are miscreants, joined hands with this lot of rubbish. bringing in a whole load of trash. You need to sort it. Are you here, Varsha? Are you in the human body, darling? The style with which I speak, I have to speak that way. I don't want to distress you, darling. I don't want to distress anybody who has moved into the afterlife, but you must understand one thing. For me to make sense of what is what, I have to make sense of it looking at it from every angle. My way of studying things or analyzing things is frankly allowed. I've never been able to study quietly sitting in one corner and quietly reading a book. If you go back into the history of when I have studied as early as Fort Convent, right? I cannot educate myself if I am quiet and sitting at a desk. I cannot study that way. Habitually, I have to speak loud to make sense of things and also to understand things. So I'm doing the same thing. Did Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani ever shapeshift as Mr. Ramesh Advani is the big question. Was Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani, Mama's father, ever put away for ill health in Jaslok Hospital? Did he ever visit Jaslok Hospital? Mama's father, Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani, never went to Jaslok Hospital. No, did Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani, the father of Anu Sadrangani, ever go to Jaslok Hospital? Did I coin it I coined it the wrong way, is it? So you didn't answer it? Okay, Anu Sadrangani's father, during the 70s, was he ever admitted into Jaslok Hospital on Pedder Road? Is there any connection to a building called Setminar through one of his daughters? Is that Anu for Setminar? Is it through Binu that it is Setminar? Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani passed away sometime in the 70s. Did Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani actually see me get born? Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani followed Anu to Bangalore when she left Kani. He came to live with her in Bangalore to help her out, or then to reason with her to go back to Kani. He passed away soon after that. Was Varsha already born by that time? So Mama came away to Bangalore with two young children, and her parents followed through. Nana was one of them. So Nana passed away genuinely soon after that. Did Nani also pass away? No, did Nani pass away with the Nana? Did our original Nani, which is Parpati Sadrangani, married to Ramchand Sadrangani, did she pass away in 1997? It is her only who passed away in 1997. So you are saying Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani never ever shape-shifted as Ramesh Advani. Did they morph Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani's photo and put Ramesh Advani's photo on it to make it look a little like Ramesh Advani? Is that what the confusion is? Is that what the confusion is? Can I ask you about Ramesh Advani, Hukumat Rai? Can I ask Mr. Hukumat Rai Gurmukh Das Advani and Mrs. Kalavati Hukumat Rai Gurmukh Das Advani to answer my question about Mr. Ramesh Advani? Mr. Ramesh Advani, your son has left the human body. He is the younger child. Was he born after a big gap connected with Tara Chand Advani, Kani Advani, my father, and Kailash Advani? So Ramesh Advani was born after a gap. Kaushalya Advani was born after a gap. Kaushalya Advani is with you guys. Can I ask you what realm you are at? Which realm you are at when you communicate with me? Okay, are you in a realm above Swargloka? Are you at Maharloka? Are you at Janaloka? You can go to Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka. You go to Satyaloka also at times, depending if you're called over there. So you travel between Swargloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka and Satyaloka. Do you go down to Atala, Vitala also? Do you go to Bhuvarloka? You come to the earthly plane also, but all in Atma. So you're traveling from the earthly plane all the way to Satyaloka. Koshia auntie is in this plane. Is she also given this plane? Earthly plane to the higher realms. She also is able to travel. Has she left the human body? Is she with you? She's with her in-laws. She's with her friends. She has taken a birth to finish some karma as of now, to finish it off soon. When Mr. Ramesh Advani, her brother, leaves from his human body, he's still in the human body? Will he be joining you in the higher realms? In the realms that you're at? Will he be joining you in the higher realms after some time? Like Koshia auntie has had to come finish some karma here on earth. You say she's in a birth where she's finishing off some karma. Then she will be joining you back. Is it the same case with Mr. Ramesh Advani? Is he going to be able to do the same thing as Koshi Gupta to revisit you in the higher realms once he finishes his, like Koshi Aunty finishing his rounds on earth? Will he be able to go to the higher realms and join you? I would like this to be answered by, will he be able to join you? Can I ask you about his journey going forward? I think it is very necessary that he should know. Okay, so just give me 1 minute. Okay, so I took a little 5-minute, 10-minute break. I had some nice parcels from, where was this company? 3 clocks, out of which only one works. So we'll keep one and return one and throw out one. Now, okay, getting back to trying to understand via the pendulum, I had to take a little break because my stomach, otherwise, it's a little heavy on my stomach. Am I Katrina? I'm sounding like her to your ears, but I'm not Katrina. I'm JAYA.ADVANI. Neither am I Varsha Advani, cat. Nor am I Katrina. No version of her. I'm just JAYA.ADVANI, the brown baby in the bathtub, having a shower with Varsha, file name cat, sitting fully clothed with her hand on her cheek. We're just kids. She's 5. She would be 5.5, 6, and I'm about 8. Okay. Now I want to know about Mr. Ramesh Advani's journey. Are you willing to answer for his journey in the afterlife? It's very important we know. So what I have done is I have divided Mr. Ramesh Advani into few year gaps, mostly a 10-year gap for each time. So we have Mr. Ramesh Advani 1970 to 1980. Or all through the 1970s, I was born in 73. He used to be very fond of taking out photos of mine, black and white photos, because those were the only actually no, we used to have color photos also, but he used to take out black and white photos when I was a child in his Cuff Parade Sea Lord apartment, when if the get together of the brothers and maybe the sister and the mother is not happening as it usually happens at Forge as well, then okay, there are couple of times he would have hosted it at Sea Lord. He would have placed me on top of the cupboard, the Godrej cupboard, stainless steel cupboard, and taken out photos over there. So I have photos that he has removed of mine. I have quite a few of them. Many of them have been left in Bombay. There's a big bag of lots of photos of my mom's marriage. It's been left at Ravi Kiran. They're not theirs. It's been kept because I couldn't bring it to Bangalore. So I just left it at Ravi Kiran. At that time, I thought it is my real mom. I didn't know so much has happened behind the back and so cheaply. So as I have to take up for my own mom who is in Chile. You have called her a cleaner, you have called her a knocker, you have called her lots of things. But she's actually Mr. Ramchand and Parpati Sarangani's daughter, who was done badly too by her in-laws' domestic helps. Did her in-laws, the Advanis, ever have anything to do with it? Whatever happened to my mom, did her mother-in-law, father-in-law have anything to do with it? Did her ex-husband, Mr. Kani Advani, have anything to do with it? Did her children, JAYA.ADVANI, who's me, and Varsha Advani, have anything to do with it? Did Mr. Ramesh Advani have anything to do with it? Did Kaushalya Advani have anything to do with it? Whatever happened with my mom, did Mrs. Kaushalya Advani or Koshi Gupta have anything, the original, have anything to do with it? Did Kailash Hingorani have anything to do with it? Did her ex-husband, Mr. Kani Advani, have anything to do with it? Did Tarachand Advani have anything to do with it? Did in her second marriage, her in-laws, Mr. Narottam Das Merchant and Niranjani Merchant, have anything to do with it? Did her legally married husband, Mr. Kiran Narottam Das Merchant, have anything to do with it? Did her husband from the first marriage, him and his parents, their domestic helps, and that category of people have anything to do with it? So the servants of the family where Anu Sadrangani got married to, that is Kani Advani, Kalavati Hukumatrai Advani, business people, she marries a businessman, a sole entrepreneur, Kani and Company and H.G. Advani and Company. She's married for 2 years before I am born. After another 2.5 years, Varsha is born, 73 and 75. She's married in 71. Carmeline Fernandez has already worked before that for Kalavati Hukumatrai Advani. Rosie Fernandez is already working for my father, or starts working in and around that time. Muthuswamy, the driver, also works in and around those years. They are the domestic helps of our home. They are hand in glove with whatever has happened, or their descendants are responsible. Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, Tony Fernandez. They are the ones who are responsible for all the mess. Okay. Was Ramesh Advani ever getting wrong activities done from the Fernandezes ever? Did he hire them ever to get wrong activity done from them? Did Kaushalya Advani ever hire the Fernandezes to get wrong activity done? Did Chitru, who is the replica of the original Suchitra Advani, according to my pendulum, was murdered in 1986? She was removed of her identity of Mrs. Suchitra Mirchandani Advani. So in the time up to 1986, did she ever hire Rosie Fernandez to do any nefarious activity, or then the Marathi Kamwali Bai to do any nefarious activity? Nirmala's daughter hired somebody to do nefarious activity who was working for Kani Advani and Kalavati Hukumatrai Advani. So the real Chitru did get some work done from them, but was it done with nefarious intent of harming anybody in the Advani family? Was it with the idea of harming anyone in the Advani family? So Suchitra Advani asked them to do some work in spite of being the daughter-in-law of Kalavati Hukumatrai Advani. not living with her mother-in-law, but well, their Ramesh Chacha is much younger than Kani Advani, so he will ask Kani to give him the booze, which Kani happily will give him, or then a camera, which Kani will happily give him, and Anita or Anu in those days is very unhappy about. Right? Because everyone's on a budget, everyone's producing babies, and everyone has to think about how they're going to run their homes. My dad is not on a corporate account. The profits he makes is either for running the home, looking after his mother and wife's needs. They entertain quite a bit. There are 6 domestic help at our home who are hired to work for Anu Sadrangani and Kani Advani. All those salaries are paid from my father's business as a sole entrepreneur. No bloody stealing, everything's budgeted. Right? And whatever remains goes into an investment. Anyway, asking about Mr. Ramesh Advani, I just want to understand one thing. The Mr. Ramesh Advani who was there 1970s and 1980s, he is the real son of Mr. Hukumat Rai Gurmukh Das Advani and Kalavati Hukumat Rai Advani. The man who's Ramesh Advani, 1990s, throughout the 1990s, he is the real son of Mr. Hukumat Rai Gurmukh Das Advani. He is staying in Hoysala apartment. He has bought a 2 BHK apartment in Bangalore. Is he the original Mr. Ramesh Advani, who has one son called Nikhil Advani? His son goes to Bishop Cotton School. He's the original Ramesh Advani. Okay, in 2000 to 2005, sometime along that line, he has gone and bought an apartment in Ali Asgar Road. And he lives in Ali Asgar Road in Bangalore. Is he the real Ramesh Advani, the DNA related son of Hukumat Rai Advani and Kalavati Hukumat Rai Advani? From 2006 to 2015, his son has gotten married to Mala Bhavnani, that is Mr. Ramesh Advani staying from 2006 to 2015. Is the real Mr. Hukumat Rai Gurmukh Das Advani and Kalavati Hukumat Rai Advani's son living at Ali Asgar Road? That's the real Mr. Ramesh Advani. 2015 to 2025, is Mr. Ramesh Advani still alive? Mr. Ramesh Advani starts sneering after 2013 onwards at Forge Aswell. Actually, he starts wanting to throw weight around, or rather it is Chitru who's doing that, 2007 onwards, and being extra Sindhi 2006 onwards at Forge Aswell. She also goes on to say, Dane Dane Pe Khane Wale Ka Naam Hai. Is that Nirmala Mirchandani's daughter and Parsaram Mirchandani's daughter who says that, and is Suchitra Advani? She has Chitru's face though. She has the face of Ramesh Advani's wife, Suchitra Mirchandani Advani. She looks like her. You're saying she is a clone from 1986? She comes from Cotton Green Railroad. Actually, she's that woman who has worked cleaning our home. She likes to put gaslit in the water for doing the katka. She was working in our home for 20 years. Was she doing katka in my home for 20 years? At first floor, Forge Aswell, 9 New Marine Lines. Did she work in Mr. Kani Advani's home for less than 6 years, or in and around 6 years, 5 years, 4 years? That was up to 1986, 1987. After that, she got restructured as Suchitra Advani, whose late Suchitra Mirchandani Advani. Ramesh Advani knew that his wife had been cloned or had been replicated. Was she ever unkind to Nikhil? To my cousin Nikhil Advani is what I want to know. Was she ever unkind to my cousin Nikhil Advani? Did she get Nikhil Advani into trouble on purpose, manipulating the process? Did she do so with the intent of cloning him with Nixie Nikhil? One of them probably being her real DNA from wherever she comes from. She did so with that intent. If you say Trimona Hingorani led the most traumatic life, would you say that Nikhil Advani also led a life which you can call traumatic? The real Nikhil Advani. Did the real Nikhil Advani go through a very traumatic life on the back and the behest of that woman? Did Nikhil Advani's father, Mr. Ramesh Advani, know that his son, Nikhil Advani, had been cloned and was Nixie Nikhil? Was he aware of it? Mr. Ramesh Advani had a near nervous breakdown once. My reading says that Mr. Ramesh Advani had a near nervous breakdown. That near nervous breakdown happened in which year? Can you tell me? The near nervous breakdown that Mr. Ramesh Advani had, can you tell me when he had the near nervous breakdown? Was it when he lost his Madura court job? Did Mr. Ramesh Advani have a near nervous breakdown when he lost his Madura court job? Did Mr. Ramesh Advani have a near nervous breakdown between 2015 and 2025? Did Mr. Ramesh Advani have a near nervous breakdown between 2006 and 2015? Did he have a near nervous breakdown in the year 2006 itself? Did he have a near nervous breakdown in 2007? Did he have a near nervous breakdown in 2008? Did he have a near nervous breakdown in 2009? Did he have a near nervous breakdown in 2010? Did he have a near nervous breakdown in 2011? Mr. Ramesh Advani had a near nervous breakdown in 2011. Was that when I was in India itself? I left for New Zealand in June 2011. Mr. Ramesh Advani, you were saying, had a near nervous breakdown before that? Mr. Ramesh Advani visited India sometime end 2010, for which my father, I had gone to get my medical tests done. Sanjeev Lekraj turned up at the same center, which was a strange center off DN Road. I came home. I also went to Oval to a doctor over there. Who looked like this actor, Boman Irani. And 1 week later, again, Times of India printed it. So I know that they've been keeping an eye on my home and reporting everything that happens to me. That's because of Tony Fernandez and Rupa. Rupa, R-U-P-A. That's the woman. Partner in crime with Tony Fernandez. When I got home, my father said, I told you Ramesh is visiting Bombay and to take your clothes out of your cupboard so Ramesh can stay here in my bedroom. He took my stuff and he threw it in the last room, which my father has not ever done. Not ever. Are you saying Ramesh Advani, who visited my home end 2010, was a replica of the real Mr. Ramesh Advani? Are you telling me the real Ramesh Advani did not come to Jaswell? Are you telling me the staging of what they did at that point in time was yet again, disgustingly stealing with false representation of things? Times of India employees were involved. Tony Fernandez and Rupa was involved. Mr. Vineet Jain was in Times of India during that time. Mr. Samir Jain was in Times of India during that time. Mr. Vineet Jain and Mr. Samir Jain were underground somewhere but alive during that time. Okay, so it says Mr. Vineet Jain was killed in 2012, I think, and Mr. Samir Jain 2016, both were murdered. Give me a minute. Okay, so coming to Mr. Ramesh Advani, how did he pick himself up? You say he is still in his human body? Have I met him after that point in time? Have I ever met him after 2011? I have not met Mr. Ramesh Advani since that time. You are telling me in India, the Ramesh Advani I have met as late as 2019 at Fern's residency. for the Diwali get together was a clone, a double of the real Mr. Ramesh Advani? You're telling me in 2019, the Diwali tea that was held at Kabir Gupta and Shamlu Sharma's home, or Shamlu Gupta's home, here a bungalow at Fern's Residency. You're saying most people in that evening tea were clones? Most of them were doubles? Was I a double at that place? Was Seema Ravanan a double at that place? Seema and I were both originals? What about Sheila Auntie? Sheila Auntie was an original? You know Sheila Auntie, who Sunil Thakurdas, Nikhil and I don't know his sister, but Nikhil Thakurdas's mother, was she the original? Is she still alive? Nikhil, he got married in Pune. So Sheila Auntie, 1 minute, is Sheila Auntie alive? Sheila Thakurdas is alive. Her son Nikhil Thakurdas is alive. Her daughter is alive. I don't know if her name is Nikita. I can't remember. I can't remember if her daughter is Nikita Thakurdas. I can't remember, but the son is Nikhil for sure. Nikhil Thakurdas and Nikhil Advani are together at US Club. In the photo with me and with Shefali Gupta. Shefali Rani. So that boy is alive, Nikhil Thakurdas. Nikhil Advani is alive. Is he in the body? The one wearing that Scottish dress with the red overcoat with a gold chain, is that alive? The one in the Scottish dress with the blue coat, not blue, why do I keep saying blue? With the red coat and the gold chain on the dress, white blouse, red coat, Scottish skirt, that is still alive? That is holding the pendulum as of now? Is that Anu Sadrangani, who's actually Is that Anu Sadrangani actually, or is that Anita Merchant at the 7th floor of Ravi Kiran? Is that the holder of the pendulum called JAYA.ADVANI or Jaya Kanayalal Advani, holding this pendulum at J1801 Purva Palm Beach, Bangalore 560077? So coming to Nikhil Thakurdas's mother, Sheila Thakurdas, is she still alive in her human body? Is her husband alive in his human body? Is her daughter alive in her human body? Her daughter is no more. Has her daughter been taken underground and is unconscious somewhere? Has her daughter been CRISPR'd and sent out into society to be somebody she doesn't recognize? So what I'm trying to ask you is, have I met Mr. Ramesh Advani since 2011 physically, face to face? The Kabir Gupta who was at that evening 2019 Diwali evening snack get together, is that the real Kabir Gupta? Was that the real Koshi Gupta? So most of them were clones. Seema, Sheila auntie and myself were the originals. Okay. Coming to Mr. Ramesh Advani, what I'm trying to understand is, he lives abroad now. So Mr. Ramesh Advani is okay and he lives abroad. He left India. That means what? He gave up his assets in India? The man who was Ramesh Advani with a cane stick in his hand, he says, I forgive you. I say, I don't know what you want to forgive me for. Almost immediately after that evening, Binu calls me. That was the original Binu who called me, talking about the sale of number 4 Jaswell. Binu the clone and Ramesh the clone knew each other in 2019. They are of the same cloth. They still has anybody in their ancestry worked for the Advanis, Sadranganis, Malyas, Guptas? Has anybody from where they come from worked for our network? So they've been crisping themselves, getting in and out of our get-togethers in this cheap manner. People who have worked as domestic help in our homes or then worked as clerks in offices, their descendants have done this. Is it considered okay, righteous action by the scriptures and the realms? Coming to Mr. Hakumat Rai Gurmukdas Advani's son who lives abroad, Mr. Ramesh Advani, and my chacha. When he leaves from the body, does he join Hakumat Rai Gurmukdas Advani in the upper realms? Has he earned a place along with, Dadi, Dada? Does he go to the upper realms? You're saying the Ramesh Advani in India goes to the lower realms? So Mr. Hakumat Rai Gurmukdas Advani's son who lives abroad, upon leaving the human body goes away to the upper realms. His clone in India, who is living at Ali Asgar Road, having grabbed all of the real Ramesh Advani's assets, goes to the lower realms. So Mr. Ramesh Advani abroad goes to which realm? He goes to Svargloka and above, He'll be joining his parents. The Ramesh Advani staying at Vichitru at Ali Asgar Road. Both that couple is a clone. They're connected with Ray Road and Cotton Green. Also with that crowd that has worked for the Advani household in the past. They're networked with them, or they have used them, or they're part of that network. They go to Nark Patal going forward. They go only to Nark going forward. They go to Rasatal going forward. Let me ask you separately. You say that the Marathi Kamali Bai, who worked for about 4 years during the early 80s, got CRISPRed to become Suchitra Advani, late Suchitra Mirchandani Advani. You're saying when she exits out of the body, she goes to Rasatal? The man from 2011 who stood in for Ramesh Advani in India. You're saying that man goes to Rasatal? The one who grabbed assets of Ramesh Advani goes to Rasatal? The man in India who is playing Ramesh Advani at Ali Asgar Road, who also came to the evening get-together for Diwali at Fern's residency, where you say that was not the real Kabir Gupta. That Mr. Ramesh Advani is going to Nark and Patal. Can I ask you for how many kalpas or kalps? Is it less than 10 kalps that the guy is going to 10 to 20 kalps Nark and Patal? $20 to 30 kalps Nark Patal? 30 to 40 kalps Nark Patal? Should I count backwards from the top? He has earned 40 kalps Nark Patal, 39 kalps Nark Patal, 40 kalps Nark Patal, okay, I need to put this down. So that is 40 kalps Nark Patal, the Indian version of Mr. Ramesh Advani, has earned. My actual chacha suffered a nervous breakdown 2011. They must have pulled him off the grid. I don't know what they would have done with him, but he doesn't live in India anymore. I've never met him after that. They really played filthy. हम लोग यहाँ से भाग के नहीं जाते हैं. कचरा का डब्बा यहाँ पे पूरा खोल के रखा है, तो कचरे के डब्बे के अंदर हमारा आदत नहीं है रहने के लिए. So what we have over here is The clone of Mr. Ramesh Advani, 2011 onwards. I never met the real Ramesh Advani after 2011. The evening Diwali get together at Fern's residency at Bangalore, Kabir wasn't there, Ramesh Advani also was not there, the clones were there. He has earned 40 kalps, the clone. But this 40 kalps of Nark and Patal is the same as Rocky Fernandez. Which comes to 160 yugas, Nark and Patal. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this session for now over here since we've got this much clarity. If you want to ask about, we'll do that later. For now, this is it. Okay. I'm closing this session at 16:40, Saturday, 23rd of August 2025. 1 minute. What I do need to do is understand one thing. Did Rocky Fernandez, Rosie Fernandez's son, shapeshift as Mr. Ramesh Advani? He has got his face bleached white. He's got himself recrispered. He shapeshifts for Narendra Damodar Das Modi also. What is the guy's exact height? Can you tell me? Rocky Fernandez is 5'5" in height, actually. Rocky Fernandez is 5'6" in height. No, what is his without shoes? What is Rocky Fernandez's height? If he had to be without shoes to stand for a measurement, what is his height? 5'5"? 5'6"? Without shoes, Rocky Fernandez is 5'5" in height. Rocky Fernandez is the beast Rajkumar. You're telling me Rocky Fernandez and Rajkumar are two different people? How is it possible? Cotton Green is near Parel. You're telling me Rosie Fernandez's relative shapeshifted as Varsha Advani 1997? And the other one was Rocky Fernandez who shapeshifted for Nikhil? Nikhil Advani was shapeshifted for by Rocky Fernandez and Varsha Advani was shapeshifted for by Rosie's daughter? 1997? The Marathi Kamwali Bai is a Fernandez? The Marathi Kamwali Bai who went on to become Suchitra on the back of late Mrs. Suchitra Mirchandani Advani. She's a Fernandez? She hired the Fernandezes to be Varsha and Nikhil after creating problems for Varsha and Nikhil. So 1991, she messes around with the real Kailash Hingorani, gets Varsha to shapeshift for a few years as Mrs. Kailash Hingorani, Mrs. Ritu Malia, then quickly gets rid of her and creates huge amount of problem for her, far more than most of us. She does the same thing with Aarti Artha in some way. Does she mess around with Aarti Artha in any way? Did she ever herself shapeshift for Ritu Malia ever at Brewery House? Did Suchitra Mirchandani, Advani's clone, living at Ali Asgar Road, ever shapeshift, or living at Cunningham Road, Hoysala apartment, did she ever shapeshift for Mrs. Ritu Malia? Is that after she created problems for Varsha Advani and got her out of the way? Did that woman ever come to my home now in these last 2.5 years in the rotation of the women on the identity of late Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy? Did she shapeshift on her identity ever? That means the clone of Suchitra Mirchandani Advani, late Mrs. Suchitra Mirchandani Advani. Her clone who has shapeshifted for Ritu Malia. Both as Suchitra Mirchandani Advani and Ritu Malia has come here in the rotation. She came here in the rotation between the end of 2022 to 2025, 24, not 25. She started shapeshifting for Ritu Malia in which year? Can you tell me which year she started shapeshifting for Ritu Malia? Was it in 93? Was it in 94? Was it in 95? Was it in 96? 97? She started shapeshifting at United Breweries, Brewery House 97 onwards. From then on, nobody has ever looked behind. Did Vijay Mallya know who she is when she was shapeshifting? As Ritu Mallya, was he aware of her identity? Okay, so I'm going to now really close this here. I just needed to know this much. Okay, darling, I'll be back, but off camera for other purposes. Okay, I'm closing the session here. Thank you very much for all the guidance. Okay, okay. We're not here to disrespect anybody, but before you come cloning and messing up my entire life, it's not about my life, it's about everybody's life. Since I am